Good morning, all of you. Good morning, class. I hope you all are studying for your exam, Unit 2 exam. And now we're going to revise our next chapter, that is chapter number 10, respiration. We're going to cover some important topic which will help you in your exam as well as it will help you in your higher classes also. Okay. So let's start. So in human being, air is taken into body through nostril of your nose. See that the respiratory organ is present within the body and your organ is covered by surface which is very fine and delicate, and the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide take place across this surface. Okay. And its surface area, the structure of the organ increases its surface area when it is in contact with oxygen rich atmosphere. Okay. And there is a mechanism for moving. See, air enters through our nostrils, and nostril consists of fine hairs. Okay. That lines the passage, the way through which an air passes, and also lined with mucus as shown in the diagram. So what is the use of fine hair and mucus lining in the nostril passage? See, the fine hair of nostril, see, it filter the air, dust, dirt and microorganism, and mucus also trap the dirt and facilitate smooth flow of air with its moist characteristics. Then the air passes through the throat, and it is also called windpipe or trachea, which is surrounded by rings of cartilage. And what is the necessary of rings of cartilage? See, ROC helps in free unrestricted flow of air through windpipe and help in preventing air passage into so that it cannot collapse. See, if cartilage rings are absent, then it increases pressure during exhalation. On compression of a windpipe and will be closed, restrict airflow and interfere normal breathing. Okay, so that is why cartilage rings are present there. Now through throat, air passes into our lungs where the passage divided into smaller and smaller tubes finally end with the balloon-like structure which are called as alveoli. So see, this alveoli is a balloon-like structure and it is a surface where exchange of gases take place. And the wall of alveoli consists of a network of structure. See, when we breathe in, we lift up ribs. Okay, then the diaphragm. So diaphragm also move. Diaphragm flattens, followed by the chest cavity becomes higher. Okay, or larger. And that case air is sucked into lungs and alveoli is filled with air. And then the blood carries CO2 from all the part of the body and releases CO2 into alveoli. Okay. So this proceeds to oxygen and that is present in the alveoli is taken by blood, by alveoli blood vessels. So finally the oxygen is transported to all the cells of the body through blood vessels. I hope you all got the point. Now we'll discuss the respiratory system. So to understand the process of breathing, which is also very important in your course. See, so in humans, the main organ responsible for respiration are present in thoracic cavity. Okay. So here in this region, a rib cage and a diaphragm are observed. Okay, in this thoracic cavity. So here lungs are present, you all know. Though the lungs are divided into three part, which is not in your course. I'm just showing you the presentation so that it will be helpful to see how the mechanism of breathing work. Okay. So both the lungs are associated with the tubula known as bronchi, and which is extend through the trachea, and it is incomplete. It is covered by a C-shaped cartilage, and which protect it from collapsing, and it leads to the pharynx, which is connected to the nostrils. So as we breathe in air, the oxygen molecules enter the nostrils and go downward through the pharynx and trachea to finally reach the bronchi. So from each bronchus, oxygen travels into the lungs. Within the lungs, the bronchus divided repeatedly to form a bronchioles. Oxygen travels through this bronchioles and reaches the alveoli, which is surrounded by a network of capillaries. So a section of one alveolus show the presence of alveolar chamber with a pore, which you can see in the picture, and it contains RBC, which is flowing through the capillaries. The oxygen molecules from the alveolus diffuse into the capillaries and then get absorbed by the bluish colored RBC. This is shown. Okay, this is the function of RBC, and the transition of their color from bluish purple to red is observed. Okay, which you can see in the picture. The blood moving into the alveolus containing RBC and carbon dioxide molecules. So these molecules are released into the alveolus. The carbon dioxide collects in the alveolus chamber, and then from the alveolus it travels through the bronchioles into the bronchus, which finally reaches the trachea and is breathing out through the nostril. So the process of breathing in rich in oxygen is called inhalation, and after the contraction of muscular diaphragm, the lungs extend and the air rushes in, resulting in the inflation in alveolus. During exhalation, the diaphragm moves up and the lungs contract and the alveoli deflate, causing the air to be forced out. This exhaled air is rich in carbon dioxide, and this process of inhalation and exhalation is known as respiration, which is approximately 20 times per minute. So I told you that we need oxygen for body activities. For example, the energy production in a cell also. We need oxygen from the air around us, with the help of nose and lungs, and it is used to produce energy. So this process of taking oxygen rich air inside the body is called inhalation, and the process of taking out this carbon dioxide rich throwing air, which is rich in carbon dioxide, outside the body is known as exhalation. And both of them combine to form a breathing. So as you know that it is a biological process, the respiration is biological a process. All the living organisms require energy, and whether it is a plant or animal, and for this we depend on each other for getting the food. So we animals get the food or human being get the food from plant, and the plants, they have the capability to prepare their own food. So when we take food, we just convert, we get the energy, and during the process of digestion, the carbohydrate which is present in our food is broken down into glucose, and glucose is a form of sugar. So then glucose is transported to each and every part of our body. It is transported through each and every cell of the body, and this is what respiration. So cell is the structural and functional unit of any living organism. So the respiratory system work with the circulatory system, and it delivers the oxygen from to every cell of the body. Okay, so in human being the process of respiration involves many steps. So we can see that respiration is essential for survival of living organisms, since we get the energy from food and this we use for our body. So the oxygen we inhale is used to break down the glucose into carbon dioxide and water. So we animals, we take in oxygen and we give out carbon dioxide, whereas the plants, they take in carbon dioxide and they give out oxygen. So when we are talking about steps of respiration, in the cellular respiration, the cellular respiration is of two types, aerobic and anaerobic respiration, whereas the other is breathing. Breathing is again of two types, inhalation and exhalation. So we'll start with this. Before that, we will have some question. These are the question which we will which contain the entire revision paper. So here you can have some question which contain almost all the important questions. This will help you during your exam. This will give you an idea how the question will be framed in the exam. So the first question is, choose the correct answer. During heavy exercise we get cramps due to the accumulation of lactic acid, alcohol, carbon dioxide, all of these. So children, as you know, it's a lactic acid. So as you know, this lactic acid get accumulated within the muscles, and at that time we feel the pain, and also we get the cramps. So what is happening that time? Since I told you that while we are performing any of the physical activity like running or doing some exercise or anything, we respire very fast but do not get sufficient oxygen. So in such situation, an anaerobic respiration taking place. But here, instead of that alcohol, lactic acid is produced along with carbon dioxide, which gets accumulated in the muscles and we get the cramps. So this is what is happening at the time of heavy exercise. Now as you can see, we are talking of the aerobic and anaerobic difference. So here I say that aerobic respiration require oxygen, whereas anaerobic respiration never require oxygen. Aerobic respiration, the end products are carbon dioxide and water, while in anaerobic respiration, it is carbon dioxide and ethanol. So ethanol is one of the form of alcohol. Then there is a very efficient that most of the glucose energy is released, whereas in anaerobic less energy is released, or else we can say that during the process of aerobic respiration lot of energy is released in the form of ATP, while in anaerobic respiration less amount of energy is released. Now next question, that the organism which respire in absence of air are called. So they are amoeba, aerobic, anaerobic, and none of these. So here the answer is anaerobic, because this is the process which takes place in the absence of oxygen. So it is an anaerobic respiration. Next we will discuss about difference between your breathing and cellular respiration. So we are talking one by one. Breathing, it is a physical process and it involves the exchange of gases. It is an extracellular process and no energy is released during this process. Whereas in cellular respiration, a process of oxidation of food is take place in the cell, which releases carbon dioxide and energy, and it is an intracellular process because it takes place inside the cell and it releases a lot of energy. So this is the difference between your breathing and cellular respiration. Now one again question is fill in the blanks, and that is breathing is a dash process while respiration is a dash process. So here again 4 options are given: physical, chemical, chemical, physical, 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 chemical, chemical. So here, as you know that just now we are dealing with breathing is a physical process while respiration is a chemical process. So here this is the end of the form of the question. I hope you got the idea and how the question are coming in your exam. Here you can see the figure of respiratory system. Either the labeling will be given or the sequence will be asked which organ will be there, or else the labeling will be provided and you have to just label it and write down the answers accordingly. So here you can see I'm just marking 4 of the parts over here. So first one is, this is, as you know, this is your nostrils, this is your mouth, this part. Here in between you have this trachea, here you have the lungs, and the down here it is the diaphragm. I hope you all got the labeling of the respiratory system, and in the exam it will be given as 3, 4, and you will be asked that what is number 1, what is number 2, and what is number 3, and they may ask you which part is what.